Okay, welcome back to the Bootleg Corner Movie Review Hours, and this time we'll be going in a different direction with a short film produced by our sweet Convo Media, written by Jamila Gray, who is also the main character in this one, and directed by Miguel Corrado. Now, this movie won an award for the Best Dark Comedy at the Couch Film Festival. It was also a semi-finalist at the Charlotte Black Film Festival, and I'm very excited to review this one because I've been working towards this for over the past, let me say, 2 or 3 years. But like, it's not really a surprise to me, but like I said, I've been working towards this for the past 2 or 3 years, and like, this is one of those first steps towards getting there. Now, the story of this one is about a young lady who wakes up late for work, and everything she does in order to speed up her time in getting towards the office and doing things that she should have done them earlier if she had woken up earlier just keeps going incredibly left. Now, the main character, as I said before, is Jamila Gray. Is also the main writer in this one, and that's commendable, being both the writer and the main character of the movie. That's like, you have to be doing 2 jobs at once. You have to actually write the movie, and you have to actually carry out everything you've written in like a very particular sequence. But that aside, the first thing I noticed about this movie was the sound design. Now, sound design in most movies, not really most movies, now sound design in every movie is like one of the most important things, because movies are basically sound and action. So but the sound design in this one actually matches the tempo of everything that is happening in this movie, and that is one thing I want to commend the writer, the creator, and everyone who was involved in this. For the sound design was absolutely, it matched the tone, it matched the beat, it matched the franticness of what, it matched like everything they were trying to do. The sound design was absolutely mint. I said mint on camera, that sounds British, but sound design was absolutely like, it was on point for me. From every point, like from the beginning to the ending, the sound design was there. Like from the early morning, you hear the birds twittering, you know that this is early hours. Then you hear the alarm. Then you hear when she wakes up, and the way the music charges in. And like, another thing I like from movies is when movies introduce me to music. And I think this one has introduced me to a song I hadn't heard before. And I think I'll be getting that song and adding it to my collection soon. But that aside, like, sound design is like very, very important. And once you can get sound design right, the movie is like not halfway there, but it's like it's 25% there. Once your sound and your actions match each other and merge perfectly to like sell the story and actually match the tempo and the beat of what you're trying to say and what you're trying to portray on screen, I mean, like, your job is almost delivered. Not really almost delivered, but like, once you can merge these things, your sound and your actions match, then I think you're on your way towards success. Now, the next thing is the camera angles in this one. We use multiple camera angles to show us things they wanted us to see. And remember, this is a very short film, 6 minutes. So you have a limited time frame to show the most important things that you want the audience to see and why you want them to see them. And I think they delivered that perfectly. We can see from the camera angles they showed us, this is a very disorganized woman. Like, her life is in order, but her life, she doesn't really keep things in place. Things are all over the place. On her bed, you can see clothes and whatever strewn about. You go to her bathroom, the toothpaste is almost finished. It's somewhere, it's just lying there. Things are not in order, basically. And from her waking up late at this moment and rushing, we can maybe infer that this person is not the first time this is happening. And that may sound harsh on the character of this movie, but you can see from her life, with the way everything is disorganized and scattered and things are just here and there, we can infer and we can make like a judgment that this is not the first time this thing is happening, that this girl is waking up late and having to scramble and rush off to work. And the next thing is she's being bathed in the morning. Now, that depends on where you live, because like, when you people from other cultures, like, you now find out some things don't really work the way it does. But like, here where I am, waking up, no matter how late it is, I think bathing is like it's cardinal. You can't go out without bathing, except like it's extreme circumstances. And for her, it's extreme circumstances, because for her to rush off to work in that manner, I think she can forgo bathing. We can forgive her for not bathing, but that's that aside. But we can see she tries to do her makeup, tries to do all that stuff, but it's not just coming up. So she just puts on a suit, tries to run out, and we see her, she has forgotten to feed the dog. That's the other, like, it's her life is like, you can, like, that's part of the story, because she has forgotten to feed the dog. Now she has to feed the dog, but she doesn't have the time to do it in an orderly manner. So she just pours all the dog food. I think she empties the whole container grabs her key and runs out. And with the camera angles, once again, we see things that they intentionally show us, because this is, like I said earlier, short film, to decide what you are going to show the audience, and they decided strategically and carefully what they wanted to show us. And I really I liked what I was seeing. Basically, I like what I was seeing. Now another thing is with the camera angles again, is like if this was a singular person shot, like maybe the main character is also the one operating the camera and stuff, the camera angles will look a lot different. There will be a lot within, basically the cameras will most likely be within walking distance. But as you can see, when she comes out of the apartment, when she's coming down the stairs, you can see a wide angle of her like taking the stairs, as the stairs is coming down. You can see like this shot is taken from a different building. Like this was a solo person shot, you most likely see a close-up maybe like by her legs when she's like to show like I don't know how to explain this if I'm getting the tangent, if I'm missing the tangent completely, but basically the shots will be different if it was a singular person, like it was the main character still operating the cameras. But we can see it's a different person operating the camera, but we can see different shots from wider angles than would have been expected if it was a single person shot. Now one thing I think they could have did was like a single, like one long running shot of her when she was coming out of the building, or like running down the stairs. But that is just a suggestion after the fact, but that would have like maybe probably sold the tension more if it was like a one constant running shot without cuts, just following one sequence. I think that's just to be the first, not call it the criticism of the movie, but that's just a suggestion after the fact, yeah. But that's just an observation. It could have been a singular person running shot. Maybe that would have sold the tension, that made it a lot more intense. But I think what they did was appropriate. It was perfect. Did I say perfect? But it was fine that way. It was great. It was good that way. Now the next thing is her in the car trying to put on her seatbelt and still trying to do her makeup, trying to get herself to look presentable, getting to work. And we can see the frustration, the energy from her. She's not nervous. Nervous enough for this. She's bubbling. She's like a live wire, really trying to get to her office, really trying to get to work, trying to like. You can see if she could fly at that moment, she would have done that. And you can see her cursing and screaming. Like at that moment, her brain is running at 100 miles per hour while she's stuck in a car that cannot go as fast as she thinks she wants to go. Like I said earlier, the sound design of this movie again matches the intention, matches the tone, matches the pacing, matches what they are trying to tell us. You cannot tell me, give me a frantic scene, and then you give me a song that doesn't match that, or you give me sounds that don't match that. I like the beats and the sequence and the things that were happening matched everything I was seeing. And this is not a scene, this is not a movie I saw that I was just skipping to the end, or it was pulling me in. Let's put it that way. It was pulling, and bear in mind, this is a 6-minute movie, so you actually have to put everything in line. You have to stumbling over words. You have to get everything in line. You put the most important details on screen, because like I said earlier, there's not much time. Now getting to our office, I think she was at fault here in the last scene where she immediately cut off the other driver. I don't think she trafficated or indicated or whatever is the term for drivers. I don't think she did that. So like most everything she did in the movie was like 90% of her fault anyway, because she woke up late. She was the one hurrying. If she had woken up earlier, she would have been in a better position, but she woke up late, hurrying and doing all that, and in the end she ends up causing an accident. And the other guy is even sympathetic towards her when she was the one who just cut off without any indication, without indicating to the other driver that she was going to turn into the other road. And then the twist finally came that I think the client didn't show up, I think, and they were going to order pizzas and stuff, and she just messed up because she has wasted all that time, got into an accident, or to show up at work and find out that the thing she was hurrying to come to work for would not be taking place. And I think that was a nice twist. I was expecting the twist. I didn't know what it would be. I was thinking maybe like, what was I thinking at that point? But I was thinking something different will happen. But like I was expecting a twist. I knew I was expecting a twist, and this one was nice. I liked the execution with the way the voices were sounding over the phone, and they were like the other caller was busy going on talking about what type of pizza, what type of takeout we're going to order and stuff, and she was just in her car. Like her car is messed up, her life is basic. She has basically incurred a bill for herself, because all she did today was just spend money and waste time. And now, like I said earlier, the title of this one is Hurry Up and Wait, written by Jamila Gray. She is also the main character in this one, directed by Miguel Corrado. I like the sound design, I like the pacing, I liked everything I saw in this one. Now I'll be waiting to see what the next thing is from our Sweet Convo Media, from Jamila Gray and from Miguel Corrado, already an award winner in one category, a runner-up or a semi-finalist in another category for a short film. I think that's testament to the good work that they have done. This is still the Bootleg God on the Bootleg Corner. Subscribe, follow, like, and share, and all that stuff. Keep it locked in, and I'll be back.